Understanding the power of large waves in a storm at sea is crucial for anyone who spends time on the water. These massive waves, often fueled by strong winds and turbulent weather conditions, can pose a serious threat to ships of all sizes. The sheer force and magnitude of these waves can easily overwhelm even the sturdiest vessels, causing them to capsize or sustain significant damage. In order to navigate through these treacherous waters, ship captains and crew members must have a deep understanding of how large waves behave in a storm. They must be able to anticipate the movement and intensity of these waves, as well as their potential impact on the ship's stability and maneuverability. By studying the dynamics of wave motion and learning how to read the signs of an approaching storm, sailors can better prepare themselves for the challenges that lie ahead. Ultimately, by respecting the power of large waves in a storm at sea and taking appropriate precautions, ships can overcome even the most daunting obstacles and safely reach their destination. Ships are ingeniously designed to withstand the immense power of rough seas during storms at sea. One key element in the design of ships that allows them to overcome large waves is their hull shape. The hull of a ship is typically designed with a rounded bottom and sleek sides to help it cut through the water smoothly, reducing resistance and allowing it to navigate rough seas more effectively. The design of a ship plays a crucial role in its ability to withstand rough seas. Additionally, their design allows them to resist capsizing, which can be crucial when faced with large waves or strong currents. This design has been proven effective in various ship types, such as offshore supply vessels, reducing pitching and slamming motions in rough seas. Ships are equipped with stabilizing systems, such as ballast tanks and anti-roll fins that help counteract the rolling motion caused by large waves. These systems work by shifting weight or adjusting fins to keep the ship steady and prevent it from capsizing in turbulent waters. Modern cruise ships can stabilize themselves in the roughest waters in the world by employing stabilizers, underwater wing-like features that help counteract the rolling motion caused by waves and rough seas, designing the vessel to maintain balance and prevent capsizing in rough seas. Furthermore, modern ships are constructed using advanced materials and techniques that enhance their structural integrity and durability. High-strength steel, reinforced bulkheads, and watertight compartments all contribute to making ships more resilient in challenging sea conditions. A ship's hull and structure are often constructed from steel, which is renowned for its strength and durability. This technique of generating extremely strong reinforced steel, along with using older engineering strategies, such as watertight doors, help to make modern ships very safe. Overall, the combination of thoughtful design, innovative technology, and sturdy construction allows ships to bravely face fierce storms at sea and safely navigate through even the most treacherous waters. Amidst the tumultuous expanse of the unforgiving sea, the colossal ship known as the Leviathan stood as a testament to human ingenuity and the indomitable spirit of exploration. Its sleek hull, forged from the finest steel, had weathered countless storms, but none as fierce as the one that now raged around it. As the tempest intensified, monstrous waves crashed over the deck with deafening force, threatening to overwhelm the mighty vessel. The crew, battle-hardened veterans of the seven seas, clung to their stations, their faces etched with both fear and determination. At the helm stood Captain Ahab, a grizzled old mariner whose weathered face had seen more storms than most men could imagine. His piercing gaze scanned the horizon, searching for a glimmer of hope amidst the chaos. "Hold fast, me hearties," he roared above the howling wind. "We've weathered storms before, and we'll weather this one too." With every wave that battered the ship, Leviathan creaked and groaned as if it were a living creature enduring unimaginable pain. The crew fought valiantly, their bodies battered by the relentless onslaught. As darkness descended, the storm reached its peak. The waves grew larger and more powerful, threatening to swallow the ship whole. The Leviathan pitched and rolled violently, tossing its crew like rag dolls. In that desperate hour, when all hope seemed lost, the storm suddenly began to abate. The waves gradually subsided, and the wind died down to a mere whisper. The crew, exhausted but elated, emerged from their ordeal with a newfound respect for the unforgiving sea. As the Leviathan limped back to port, its battered hull a testament to the storm's fury, the crew celebrated their triumph. They had overcome the impossible, proving that even the largest ships could withstand the most terrible waves when fueled by the indomitable spirit of humanity. In the ethereal vastness of the Pacific Ocean, where azure skies met tempestuous seas, a colossal hurricane named Celeste gathered strength. Its swirling vortex churned with relentless fury, unleashing a symphony of destruction upon the unsuspecting waters below. As Celeste's wrath intensified, its howling winds screamed like banshees, ripping through the ocean's surface and creating towering waves that crashed with thunderous force. The once serene waters transformed into a chaotic maelstrom, where the boundaries between sky and sea blurred. Amidst the raging tempest, a solitary sailboat, the Sea Wanderer, found itself caught in the hurricane's relentless clutches. Its sails shredded to ribbons, its hull battered by the relentless waves. Inside, Captain Ahab, a seasoned mariner with a heart of iron, fought valiantly against the overwhelming odds. As the hurricane reached its peak, the Sea Wanderer was engulfed by a towering wave that threatened to shatter it into 1,000 pieces. Ahab's grip on the helm tightened as he desperately navigated the treacherous waters. With every crash and surge, he clung to a glimmer of hope that he and his crew would survive. Suddenly, a deafening roar pierced the howling wind. Celeste had spawned a tornado that descended upon the Sea Wanderer like a wrathful deity. The sailboat was lifted from the water and hurled through the air, its occupants thrown about like ragdolls. As the tornado dissipated, the Sea Wanderer crashed back into the raging ocean. Ahab and his battered crew lay scattered on the deck, their bodies bruised and battered, but miraculously alive. They had weathered the unimaginable, emerging from the hurricane's fury as survivors. In the aftermath of the storm, the Pacific Ocean lay wounded, its once calm waters now a testament to Celeste's destructive power. The Sea Wanderer, though battered and broken, limped towards the horizon, a beacon of resilience and the unyielding spirit that had carried its crew through the darkest of nights. And here comes the first squall, followed by another and another. After all, it is almost impossible to avoid a storm. You can only choose a route where its impact on the ship will be minimal. As soon as the ship begins to dig into the waves, the mechanics immediately begin to worry. The load on the main engine increases, sometimes smoothly, but more often abruptly. And here comes the first squall, followed by another and another. After all, it is almost impossible to avoid a storm. You can only choose a route where its impact on the ship will be minimal. As soon as the ship begins to dig into the waves, the mechanics immediately begin to worry. The load on the main engine increases. The screw, jumping out of the water, throws the revolutions and has to slow them down. The wind increases to a stormy one. The ocean rolls multi-meter gray waves. The horizon is not visible at all due to sea spray. The wind whistles in the rigging. There is no romance. The crew, scheduled by watch, goes about their normal work, unless some important mechanism fails. Then there is a half moon, an emergency, and other troubles that sometimes last for days on end.
Like just completely ripped in half.
In the tempestuous realm of the Atlantic Ocean, hurricanes unleash their wrath upon the vast expanse. Amidst the raging winds and towering waves, a flotilla of colossal ships stood defiant, their mighty hulls straining against the relentless onslaught. Poseidon, a behemoth of steel, rode the surging waves as if it were a mere toy. Its reinforced hull groaned under the weight of the crashing water, but it held its ground, a testament to its indomitable spirit. The Kraken, a sleek oil tanker, faced the storm head-on. Its vast holds were filled to the brim, adding extra weight that transformed its vessel into an unwavering fortress. With each wave that came its way, the Kraken roared defiance, its engines pushing against the onslaught of nature's fury. The Leviathan, a massive container ship, faced the hurricane with a different strategy. It turned its broadside to the waves, using its wide hull to reduce the impact of the water's force. The containers stacked high on its deck swayed precariously, but they remained in place, a testament to the ship's careful design. As the hurricane raged on, the ships battled tirelessly. The waves grew higher, reaching the height of apartment buildings. The wind howled like a banshee, threatening to tear the vessels apart. But the crews of each ship remained steadfast, their determination unyielding. "Hang on, boys!" Captain Anderson shouted above the roar of the storm. "This storm will test our limits, but it won't break us." Inside the engine rooms, engineers worked feverishly, their hands slick with sweat as they kept the engines running at full capacity. Outside, on the decks, deckhands clung tightly to handrails as they secured loose objects and watched in awe as the towering waves crashed over them. Finally, as the hurricane reached its peak intensity, the waves began to subside. The wind, once a howling demon, slowly grew quieter. The ships had weathered the storm. They had emerged from the tempest with their hulls intact and their crews safe. As the sun rose over the battered ocean, casting an orange hue on the weary ships, the crews let out a collective cheer. They had triumphed over the fury of Hurricane Ethan, proving once again that even in the face of nature's most formidable challenges, the human spirit would prevail.